morning. Today I wanted to talk about goal setting and share something cool that happened to me this month. On August 1st, I launched my blog, The Wellness Garden, which was a big deal to me. And I decided that it was really important to set goals, like what did I want to come of this? I love creative writing. It's something I've always loved. I really want to work on honing my skill as a creative writer and to share my writing with other people, which was actually a really vulnerable thing for me because potentially people would not read it. Potentially people would read it and say, that's not very good. Potentially people would read it because they love me and they want to be nice, and then they would stop reading it. And so those were all really vulnerable things. So I made this vulnerable move on August 1st, and I decided I would set some goals for where I wanted this to go. And so rather than say, well, this year I would like this to happen, I decided to start small, and I said in the month of August, this is what I would like to happen with the Wellness Garden. And so I made it a very specific thing. Just this month, one step at a time, 4 weeks. This is what I would like to have happen. And then I remembered listening to a Rachel Hollis podcast, and she talked about when you're goal setting, it's important to write things down. So to write it down and have it somewhere where you can see it constantly. Also to speak it out loud, put it out there into the universe, and so that other people hear you speak it aloud, so that you then become more accountable. Once it's out there, you got to work towards that. You can't shy away from it. So at the beginning of August, I used the whiteboard in my little office space here, and I wrote my goals. And then I thought to myself, this isn't quite right. It's not quite enough. So instead of writing what I wanted to have in my first month of the blog as goals, I erased it and I wrote it as the heading on the board is August achievements, and I wrote everything out as if I had already achieved it. So by August 31st I will have done this. By August 31st I have achieved this and that. I was very specific about those goals, and as the month has progressed, I've just crossed them off one at a time, and it has taken work. So these things it wasn't like, oh, you're super talented, everyone loved it, you're a success. No, not really. But as I cross off one of those achievements and say, yep, I did hit that, it can allow me to turn and focus specifically on the one that needs more work. So it is me making it happen, but by writing it as if I had already achieved it, it makes it more finite in my own mind and my own heart that, yeah, that's going to happen. So it motivates me, but also being able to see it every single day on the wall in my office and check them off. Once one has been achieved, it shows me, well, what am I farthest away from achieving? Okay, clearly that's what I need to focus on next. And then I do focus on that, and then I've been checking it off. So anywho, I thought that I would mention that to anyone who thinks it might be valuable. Take things in baby steps, especially with September coming and all of the different changes that are going to happen for all of the families. Are you homeschooling your kids again? Are you sending them back to school? Are you sending them on the school bus? What's going to happen when they get to school? What's going to happen if someone gets sick and we're in quarantine again, etc., etc. You've got all these thoughts going on. What if you take it just 1 month at a time? So today I'm going to write September goals, not September goals, September achievements, not just for my blog, but for my family as they integrate into their new reality, whatever this is going to be. There are a lot of unknowns, but I'm going to set several things that I know we will have achieved by the end of September, and we're going to write it down. And then we're just going to actively work towards that. And I can tell you that being peaceful, finding a new groove, a new pattern, so that we can not feel anxious all the time, and just calmly and collaboratively working into a new schedule. That's what we're going to focus on. Now I'm going to fine tune that, because how do you check that off the list? I'm going to fine tune the language of it, but our goals are not going to be to move any mountains. In September, our goals are going to be super kind and loving towards each other, and to be super forgiving of all of the people we are coming into contact with, knowing that everyone's got their own story and everyone's got a lot of change that they're dealing with, and we need to be super compassionate if people are angry or quick to judge, or whatever, because we're all going through a lot and we all go through it in different ways. So that's what I wanted to say today. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I hope that you look towards what you want to achieve in September and write those things down as achievements, because boy, it's been a really successful strategy for me. Have a terrific day. Take care.